So the street where we came from, I'm not sure if it's really part of this neighborhood, but you can see that this is the surrounding area. Not a lot of buildings, because I think this is a park. It used to be a training area, a military training area. So Weiwuying, or the National Kaohsiung Center for the Arts. Di ko maalala if this was a competition, a product of a competition, but we can see how iconic this place is for Kaohsiung. This is one of the destinations that will be suggested for you when you come here. So there was also a time when I was still studying, I was already apprenticing, that landscape type of architecture, wherein the architecture is part of the landscape, is being predicted as the next trend. And I think we are seeing the realizations of those, except that this one doesn't have an accessible rooftop. MECANOO, in fact, I visited yesterday some sort of a central station for the city. It's designed by the same architect as this one, and still under construction, but definitely that is a landscape that is interactive. It is called the Mobility Hub of Kaohsiung, or Formosa, I forgot the name, but it will have commercial centers, it will have bike areas, it will have what do you call it? It will be an intermodal area. Right now, you can see that I came from the sidewalk, from the road. It's been a while since I've been walking, and we are greeted by this section of the building, like a cut section. You can see that the part of the building is merging with the ground, and then the ground also goes down. It becomes the ground of the first floor, and then the roofing is also undulating, that it goes to that level. So I don't know which one is ground level or second level, etc. So judging from the look of it, that is the MRT station. So this is pretty accessible. So we can say there's a 1, 2, 3 floors. And then the second level is like a public urban piazza that the architects want the public to use. They imagine the locals to do Tai Chi and do some informal performances as well. So we are entering that public piazza, and I think I already mentioned that modernist architects or modern architects like to use the theme of making the architecture more public and democratic. Ibig sabihin, pwedeng ma-access ng kahit na sino ang building without any obstructions, without feeling alienated. And you can see that the people are just hanging out in the area. In fact, I'm just not sure if you're allowed to bike inside this undulating space, which we are now stepping on, because I really, really enjoy walking now, because I'm part of the architecture. I'm inside the architecture. It's like just walking on the sidewalk, and yet I'm still outside, and yet I'm still inside. So we have a hallway. So this is probably a theater. That is another program. I'm not sure if you can fit a theater here, but since that volume is big, that is another theater. And I love the saucer-like light fixtures that they have here. Now, excuse me. And then, as expected, you have so basically this is a step down, and this is an undulating surface. So there are two kinds of surface here. The one that is stepping down like a steps, and the one that is smooth, undulating surface. So I can see at an interval they have a box-like element like this. Probably it's mechanical stuff, and they use it as a signage system. pretty ordinary drain, and then you have a trash bin, recycling bin, and then they just mimic the shape of this to have the sitting areas like this, punctuating different areas of this underbelly. So para ka lang nasa kuweba. So this is what I was saying, guys. Like you feel free, you feel like you're still outside. That's why it feels like part of the park or the open space. It feels more democratic, and people can actually just hang out here, just like that. There was a lady here, there earlier. So grabe ang engineering feat ng building na ito, kasi you don't see any columns obstructing the view. You know, normally when you have a conventional structure, you just have a probably maximum of 8 meters or 9 meters, 10 meters. This is what? This span. This is astounding. And I would imagine, because I saw some photos in the website of MECANOO, there's some steel framing here. And this is what I'm perplexed about. What material exactly that they use, because definitely this is concrete from the sound of it. And then we tap on this wall, it's also concrete. Oh no, I think this one is already steel with some steel topping. That I'm not sure, I cannot reach that. But when you tap this, I'm confident this is concrete. And then instead of a recessed groove, they have something that is protruding. And it's an ongoing theme, it's ongoing execution with the rest. So they created those facets, they defined those facets. So when everyone is doing concrete, they use painted surface. So let's see how this will age over time, but it only makes sense. You have a gray floor, and then you have some black cutouts that will define the negative areas, that will signify the entrance or exits of the building. And then you have some circular, I don't know what they are light fixtures. Yeah, they are light fixtures. So this is just to house the light fixtures. This is made of steel. So it feels like a cave-like formation. So if you notice, we're like inside the underside of a bowl. I don't know if you're getting my drift. Try to imagine this is a bowl, another bowl, and then another bowl. I'm just basically ine-echo ko lang yung steam ng dinner ko last night, and that's another bowl because we had ramen. So again, it's a series of what do you call that? Like almost like an underground system of spaces. And then this is the one that I was talking about. It's more pronounced here. You have a ramp like space, and then you have the steps. And you know that is a bowl again. And you can see that this is cut out as a negative space, and then the glass continues the profile to still define that bowl and the undulating area. And this is the receiving area of the theater. I'm loving this space-like, saucer-like, pendant light fixtures. And then you can see the landscape undulating all throughout. So this is what I was saying, the architecture becomes part of the landscape, and then people are just encouraged to walk around it like as if you're on a mountain or a hill. So again, you have the opportunity to create negative spaces to introduce those skylights. And you can already see some dirt. And I am sure that some of the panels, the wall panels, are aluminum panels. It's a bit dirty already. It's the same case with the building where I teach in. It's aluminum panels. Since Manila is polluted, you see a lot of dirt on the surface already. A lot of smudges. So again, this is the hydrant, fire extinguisher box, and it's also a signage system. So this is the main piazza, I would say, because from the size of it and from the grandness of it, you see the hierarchy, it feels like it's the main receiving area, and then you have the main entrance over there, ticketing office. So again, this is a bowl, another bowl, and another bowl. Pinagtabi-tabi niyo yung bowl, nasa gilid tayo, nasa ilalim tayo ng bowls. So, but if you read the concept of MECANOO, the architect of this place, they were inspired by the banyan trees that are very common in this region of Taiwan. And these are the canopies of those trees. And it's like hanging out under the canopy. And being a subtropical climate here in Taiwan, it is almost near the Philippines because this is the southmost side of Taiwan. So this fits well with the climate, because it right now I'm feeling the breeze already, because this sucks in the breeze, and then it's some irregular opening, so definitely it confuses the air, so it really allows the breeze to penetrate the space, to go through the space. Beautiful space, beautiful public space, and I'm loving it. This will be a haven for skateboarders, I'm pretty sure of it. But I see some security guards, and it's safe to say that maybe they don't allow them to be here, as it may damage the finishes, the wall finishes. And then this is the park, and you can see that the locals are enjoying the park, and this is such a nice transitional space from that side of the city, and then you are greeted by this immense green space. And I think we are already approaching the side of the theater, wherein the architecture becomes the amphitheater. And according to the architects, this is how they try to communicate with the park. See? So it also has some landscaping treatments, and then it goes down. This is the performance area, and the background of the performance area is the park. So you see a lot of architecture claiming, including myself, that at the moment you have an open side, to the other side, it communicates already. This one is, another level of communicating with another program, which is the park space. This is the amphitheater, which is very common with classical architecture. When you see Roman amphitheaters and being built on the landscape, as part of the landscape, and becomes part of the environment. So there's another surface going up. Maybe we should try going there. And then obviously this is still a building, and it's still defined by a rectilinear form. That is why, while you have a very organic shape here, it's still defined by the corner, by that edge. So again, another signage system. Okay, this is holding the installation. And then you can see some guys hanging out on the side. And then again, a step, like a step surface. So since it's built like a public space, there are some informal areas for hanging out and enjoying the view of Kaohsiung. Kaohsiung or Kaohsiung? And then, because again, this place is massive, about 140,000 square meters. Look at that. That is the amphitheater. So try to imagine, this one becomes irrelevant already. But if you have a small building and then you have this will be very evident and very strong. It will have a strong presence. But since this is massive, this is nothing. So you can see the transition from the concrete, the gray concrete flooring. You have some groove here for the drain, and then you have the aluminum panel. So two different surfaces. And then I would guess, like I said, concrete, probably a steel panel with concrete topping, and then aluminum panel. Beautiful architecture, but of course when you look at it up close, when you are into the details, you might find it dirty. Maybe if it's a small building, this will look ugly, but no, it's not, because it's this massive, like the small details are already irrelevant. This will be beautiful at night because you have the undulating common theme of the architecture. And then the architects use another element, which are the circular lighting fixtures. So it'll be nice to see. I'll probably share some photos of this building at night. And then there's the cutout, painted black to enhance its enhance the negative space. And what I love about this place is that they put a piano so that anyone who can play can actually do some impromptu performance. Beautiful. Can you hear that? This is the third guy that I saw performing in this space. So this is what I was saying, like you have an extraordinary architecture that is very inviting, enticing for the public, that they come here to enjoy it. So even though they're not interested in culture too much, look at this. Indirectly, they are surrounded by it. And maybe the general public will be interested in culture, in the arts, etc. So I think I'd prefer going to the main entrance so that we can see and experience how the architects intended for us to experience this building. So this is the amphitheater again. And this is the Banyan Plaza as the main space. So that is the main entrance. And so I guess the main lobby is that area. And the moment you enter, you're already using the escalator. And I'm loving the ceiling. Those are like acoustic panels. Maybe, I'm not sure. But it has some dots, like perforations. So this is the black version, that is the white version. The white version is more pronounced. And now I understand this is the negative space. This is actually a viewing platform from the escalator. So from the escalator, you're given this beautiful view. And the surface, the homogeneous surface is now broken by this negative space. And this is the vertical escalation. And I understand that some of the backstage areas are located underground. That is why you go down that way as well. So this is where we are. Again, for our main entrance, it's not so grand because the entire thing is almost like a lobby. So we're going up. We're going up to the entrances because the entrances are on the third floor. So basically, the ones that we saw at the piazza, that area is the stage level, and then this is the backstage. The basement is the underground backstage area. So we can imagine that while we have the ground level as the main public piazza that serves as a receiving area for everyone, this is the formal receiving area of the theater as it's located atop the theaters So you go down because normally theaters are sloping down so that you have a nice line of sight for the stage. So elevator, nice EGDs. And then this is like a lobby for a lobby of a cinema or a theater. So a bit low ceiling, and then there's this is probably another set of a theater. I know, just goes around. And stage 5. What is stage? It's a restaurant. Unfortunately, it's not open. It would have been nice to try out the cuisine. Definitely has a nice view, and you can see the diagonal brazing. Okay. I'm sure they just added this during the pandemic. So I want to access the amphitheater. So it will be nice to see how it feels like to be sitting on the modern day amphitheater, designed by MECANOO. Quite heavy. So it's interesting that the amphitheaters also access the same level as the other theater. Beautifully planned. I like that idea. Oh wow, it's so high. Okay, this is so high. So again, I was correct. This is aluminum panel. This is the landscape treated area. And that is the roofing, undulating roofing. And then this is the stage with the view of the park and the skyline of Kaohsiung. Very nice. Loving this view. And just concrete, hard wearing, long lasting, with stainless steel railing. And then you have the drain. So you have this sheet, and then the water goes down here. It's a pretty deep drain. So even the landscape area that slopes down has some channels, like irrigation channels, but they're actually drains. So this is the center. And I was talking about landscape architecture. It's like landscape. It's really not accessible because it's just really roofing with those nice skylights puncturing the building. You can hear, so you can really imagine that the acoustic was studied because I can hear the kids playing very loudly. Okay, so maybe we should try going down so that you can see the view from below, because we weren't able to access this from the outside because it's barricaded. So this is the VIP section. Okay, actually not even finished. So then it will be a work going up again. It will be a workout for me. So imagine the audience. So this is the stage area. It's now being cleaned. Okay. There you go. There you go. Again, another drain at the side. You can see the detail, aluminum panel. Okay. So it's just concrete basically with some aluminum panel on at the bottom of it. So let's try to access the building again from that entrance. So this is the Crown Hall entrance. But I don't want to come here yet. Maybe we just exit from the other side so that we have a proper tour of the building. catching my breath now. And you can see nice lighting fixtures, saucer type again, and I'm sure these are custom made. And ticket office, and a nice fixed counter, maybe for writing something on. Then you have a nice pen holder. I don't know what this space is, but there are some people seated on the floor. Wow. So the theme inside is just black and white. Maybe the black is for the theater, and then the white is just for the architecture outside. So let me, oh, they're just books. Maybe this is where they leave the kids when there are performances, so that they're not running around like crazy animals. So before we got there, I think that's the entrance to the amphitheater. Excuse me. Beautiful space. Oh, look at the lighting. It looks like the lighting fixture that I have at home from Philips. So now I'm beginning to think that you can actually use ordinary or found items in the hardware, home items, and then just arrange it nicely and systematically, and becomes a designer thing. So these are the merchandise. Coasters, mugs, notebook. I also found these items in the Toyo Ito Performing Arts, or the NTT in Taichung. So we're approaching another space, and you can see a natural light. So this is probably an inner courtyard where people can actually hang out in while waiting for the performances. And this is the gift shop. You can see some items, different kinds of souvenirs. And this is the courtyard. Okay, with those perforations, again, the second theme is the light fixtures. Sorry about that. My GoPro overheated. So we're still in the same space, and you can see that this is the souvenir area. Across is a courtyard that is elevated, and then the glass is pretty tall, about 3 meters. So let's check out the courtyard. Oh, okay, I guess these are the air conditioning system, and that I know that those circular stuff from the wall are also air conditioned, but wonder what these are. So let's access the courtyard. Again, you have those circular patterns like perforations. It's like a cladding to hide the vent. I don't know what those vents are for, but definitely they have another skin. And then you have the glass. Ooh, wow. It's kind of scary, but I can't see what it looks out to the bottom, but definitely maybe it goes all the way to the ground floor, the public piazza. I can't really see, or the second floor, I don't know. So because of the reflection, we can't really see it, but this is the courtyard. You're not allowed to smoke here, maybe just to hang out. They have some stone-like seating areas. So basically it's just an open space, and it has some wooden decking. So I guess the drainage will be somewhere underneath, and yeah, it's a very nice space. So you can actually go around this courtyard, and then this one is off center. So we can imagine that these are the waiting areas. You can sit on the carpeted floor, or probably shop some items there. So we're going back to I think this is still part of the Crown Hall. And I'm beginning to realize that if you have a massive building like this, EGDs really help a lot to somehow soften it, to somehow humanize it. So these are the EGDs. Like even the hydrant is also highlighted as an EGD. So I understand for a designer like me, I like it homogeneous, and I want my design and concept to be very visible, and some of the graphics can be distracting, but in this regard, I understand why it needs to be there, and I'm happy that it's there because it helps me understand the building better, where to go. And like I said, even though if you have those small details, it's not that overwhelming that it distracts you from the design. So again, let's go back again to this platform, because this is what I actually saw from the Banyan Piazza. There you go. So that's the piazza. You can see a person walking. Ito sinasabi ko. Maybe these are bird droppings. I wonder how they'll clean this. It's kind of disgusting. But yeah. So I guess these are just additions. And this is doors open 40 minutes prior to the performance. This is the Opera House, South Gate. And then this is another entrance to the amphitheater that we just accessed earlier. And then we are at the Time Gallery. So they have a gallery space here. So these are projected images of the building, some information about the building to educate us about it. And we have physical models on display. I love physical models, and this will surely demonstrate and illustrate to us better how this was designed. Wow. So they created these small sections to give you a three-dimensional preview of the interior of the theater. So it's actually interactive. I know. Is it? There you go. Oh wait. Oh, okay, I was wrong. Do not touch it. I'm sorry. I thought it was interactive. Concert hall. This is another model. And this is the recital hall. Okay, there's no preview. So this is basically the aerial shot of the entire theater. This is still a rendering, I reckon. And another model. They really provide a massive backdrop for the scenery of the theater. It's truly, I think I read somewhere that it is the largest theater in the world, performing arts theater in the world. This is the Playhouse. So each theater has a different color theme. So we are approaching the end of the Time Gallery. We are at the concert hall. Again, probably another access to one of those theaters. It ramps down. It's a closed section right now. Some exhibition, then you go up. So try to imagine that this is like a street, and then you go up to a building inside the building. So they have the terracing thing happening, and I don't imagine people going up, probably some displays. So it's an ongoing thing, the terracing thing. And then again, we have the opening that looks out to the impromptu performer. Beautiful. Loving that interaction of views. We have a coffee shop called Symmetry, and then another one over there, and another cut out atrium space. Nice sitting area. Again, the sitting area fits well with the theme of the architecture. Maybe it was designed by the architect as well. And another courtyard called Crown Terrace. Again, same aluminum panel with perforations. Just view of the sky, not really the view of the outside. So basically people are just expected to hang out here, probably wait here. So maybe another receiving area behind this. Yeah, it is a receiving area. So yeah, this is an outdoor spaces because the building is so massive and it's all interior, so it's good to have some resting outdoor spaces to integrate with the design. Then decking. And like I said, you have those lighting fixtures, circular lighting fixtures that reminds me of home. The nice cove lighting to accent the volume that goes down, but it actually has a column that supports it. Some little details such as the baseboard. The sign is actually made of steel with some graphics, stickers, and sitting area, toilet, a cafe, and another courtyard outside. So maybe because the receiving area is massive, they introduced two crown terraces. This one is the north side. So if you have coffee and you want an outdoor or fresco seating, this is the place to be. You have some circular, maybe fiberglass seating, not abstract, flower shape, etc. So you can see that somehow, I'm not sure if I can say discovery because it's a pretty straightforward program and it's just massive, that's why it's a bit overwhelming. But it's an experience that actually you will remember because of the simplicity of the design and the messaging of the architecture is very clear. So I guess this is the entire interior experience of the Kaohsiung Performing Arts National. Let's just call it NKC, Weiwuying. So when you go to the coffee shop, don't expect a lot of offerings. This one has more promise. But this one, I was craving for the sandwich, but they don't have it. So, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for the architecture. So this is the alternative exit to the building if you're coming from the topmost area of the public area of the interior. So this goes down to the piazza again. And I want us to have one round of view of the entire building from the outside. Let's go around. This is where we came from. That is the station. So I intend to go around the building, the perimeter area, so that we can appreciate the exterior view of the building. So you can see random people just walking in and out of the building, which I really love and makes the building really work well with the fabric of the city. And I may not be seeing people doing Tai Chi, but you can see people jogging, people of all ages. And here they expose the texture of the roofing. Interestingly, I saw an old building over there. It's not really old, but very traditional in design. So you have the strong profile and then the texture of the roofing. It kind of echoes the same idea with this one. So you still have some empty spaces, and I noticed that they provide the spaces not just for the back area or the underground backstage areas of the theater, but also opportunity for retail and F&B because this is a prime real estate now that you are in a cultural center. So this is the canopy, very huge canopy. And it's interesting that it's not really an entrance. nor an arrival experience, and yet they really spend so much in this gesture, this architectural gesture. It needs to be consistent with the idea, so it has to be like that. So I think one of the things that I don't like about this, but very minor, is that this thing is barricaded, because of course you need a ramp going down the ramp. But for us to say that you can really go around it, it's not really free flowing, unlike the one at the piazza level. Now I could be wrong, because I can see a pedestrian lane, but it's good that the weather is good, it's not too hot, and then we are still appreciating the profile of the building. And east loading area, we have that ramp that sort of welcomes the pedestrian to go up to the ramp. And then a nice railing, very consistent with the design. That's why you don't really notice it anymore, but it's still clean design. And I wonder how they designed the landscaping in accordance to the architecture. Because sometimes landscaping can be over the top. You put a lot of colors because it looks good, etc. But this one just works well. You don't want to overwhelm the building with other elements. And this is, I think, what I want to do is be at the park, because it provides a nice big foreground for this building. And I'm happy to see that people are actually using the park. You see dogs, you see people jogging, just going around. And what's nice is that the building or the architecture of KCC is part of it. Without being contrived. Because I can see people just freely going up and down, going under the belly of the sinuous flooring, and then maybe without the backstage of the amphitheater, we can really see how the amphitheater seamlessly connects with the park. Really beautiful. And then it's nice that the sun is setting over there, and you can see the reflection on the glass, and you can see the bracing, the diagonal bracing. So it becomes wider here as it canopies outward. And you can see some people in the amphitheater. That area I haven't seen. So it's good that we are walking towards that side, and so we have a better appreciation of the roofing design, like it's part of a mountain or a hill that we cannot access. But still, this is where the technical part becomes aesthetically part of the design, becomes an element of the design. And look at the canopy. So it's such a shame that this thing is blocking the amphitheater view, which I think is the money shot of this building. Because you'll see a lot of not the generic landscape type of architecture. But what sets this apart is the amphitheater that connects with the park. And I guess only pedestrians are allowed inside, because we don't see even the bikes going in. And I think this is my complaint again, like, where do I go? Do I go here or here? That's the station already. So I guess, yeah, it'll be nice to walk around here, because you can see the cutout sections. that breaks the monotony, the white monotonous walls of this building. So it's interesting to see how they are maintaining this building and how they're getting the dirt from the drain. So it's good to witness that. Because gaya na sinabi ko before, I want to feature buildings on their natural raw state. How people are using it, not when it's beautifully photographed. Like you see the dirt, etc. Because that's also my challenge as an architect, on how we can make beautiful architecture despite the realities of usage, weather, etc. So again, that's the station where I'm going to my hotel, and this is the west loading area. I'm gonna take some photos before going home, but I guess this is this completes the exterior tour of Weiwuying or Weiwuying building here in Kaohsiung. Thank you again for watching, and I hope that you like my tour and you learn from it. I learned from it a lot as well.